How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the walkthrough. We're here in Iron Keep, and after this episode, we should be pretty much done with this godforsaken place, or close to. So we are at the spot where we fought the smelter demon at this bonfire, and we're going to proceed. There's a guy up here, so watch out. And then there's a few over here as well. So I'm just gonna lure him out as best as I can. I think if you hit one, then both of them come out. Maybe not. Okay, at least it lets us pull them out one by one here. Some spots in this game, when you hit one enemy, it makes them all aggro to you. So I'm glad that this is not like that. Knock him off the edge? Oh, almost. Maybe be able to get him before he gets here. Perfect. All right, this turtle, sometimes he will smash. Yeah, you see how he's smashing that segment with his hammer? Well, now he smashed me. If he smashes it too many times, it actually gets rid of it, and you have to jump over it. So that's kind of why I rushed him a little bit there. Otherwise, he will create a gap that you have to jump over. I mean, it's not that huge of a deal, but you'll just have to know that if he does create that gap, you'll have to make the jump. And it's not that big of a jump. Literally, you just jump right here and cross it. So over here we have a Pharaoh's Lockstone spot. Whoopsies. Away with you. Almost dead. Forgot about that spot where there's a guy there. All right, so here we go. We got a Pharaoh's Lockstone spot. We're gonna go on and use the Lockstone. I'm just gonna reveal thing. And we're not going to climb that ladder yet. We're going to save that for later, just FYI. I'm going to heal up while I'm in a safe spot. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pull this lever real quick. And what it's going to do is it's going to dunk everyone that's in this first. See how there's guys there? It's going to dunk them all in the lava. Well, it's just one, actually. I thought it was going to be more. And then we got this archer. It doesn't dunk. I for whatever reason, I thought it dunked the whole structure in there, but it only dunks that one segment. So at least it gets rid of one guy for us. And this guy we're going to take care of with our bow before we pull it. If we pull the lever again, it brings us back up. And trying to be crafty here. I can shoot him from this spot, but he can't shoot me. See, his arrows get blocked by the staircase, whereas mine are able to go through unobstructed. All right, so we're gonna pull the lever again to bring it back up. And for here, you notice there's some urns for water damage reduction. Down there, we've got a crystal lizard, and there's an archer. So we're gonna get rid of this archer so we can chase down that crystal lizard. Now, while I'm shooting this archer, I'm going to point out, can he get me from here? No, he can't. So this is another spot where you can snipe him, but he can't snipe you. And this is one of like the beefier versions of the enemy. You can see he's got quite a bit more health than the other variety. And so one thing I want to point out is that when you walk down, that there's going to be buttons in the middle. And if you press those buttons, it's going to fill those there. You can't really see them, but there's little troughs. You see those lava buckets. If you press the button, those lava buckets will dump and it'll perpetually spill lava on the floor. So you see, you can kind of barely notice it. There's a little button right there. Don't step on it because it'll trigger the lava. Now, if you do trigger the lava and then rush at the bonfire to respawn the area, what'll happen is that crystal lizard will respawn, and then when you get close to it to chase it off, it'll die in the lava. But if we do this right, we shouldn't need to worry about that. So get around, don't step on the buttons, chase it to the corner here. And get it? No! Oh my gosh, I kept hitting the wall. Okay. Well, that being said, I'm gonna go on and press all the buttons. I realize I just said not to. But honestly, it's the easiest way to get rid of the lizard, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'll go on and respawn the area, unfortunately. But hey, it's not that big of a deal. And again, if you respawn the area and you're not part of the Covenant of Champions, each of these enemies has 12 lives. So you kill them 12 times, they stop respawning. So alternatively, if you're struggling with this area and having to go back and forth through this place multiple times, the most you're going to have to kill everyone is 12 times. And eventually you'll be free and clear. All right. As tempted as I am to go fast, I know that it is way more beneficial to go at a reasonable pace. Normally with the overhead slam, I'm able to get those lizards in one hit with the hammer, but that wall was in the way. It's causing me problems. He has a sliver of health left. He's probably gonna get a hit on me. Oh, I got him. Nice. I'll top up my health before I fight the turtle guy over here. And really, it's not a huge deal if he busts the plate in. It just makes it more of a pain. Yeah, you come back here. There we go. This time I'm not going to forget about the guy who comes down. There we go. Dunk this guy. So now that the lava's filled in those little trenches, if the when the crystal lizard tries to run away, it's going to die in the lava. So again, you can kind of use the stairway as cover here. Just scoot over until your arrows stop hitting the kind of invisible wall. Oh, he moved over though, so he might be able to hit us this time. That's fine. Oh. Yeah, from that spot he could hit us. So he tried to shoot me. He would hit me from over there. Stop moving. There we go. And so since there's lava here, before we run over there, we are going to roll in the water because that's going to increase our fire defense. And I know this is kind of boring, but the thing is this is one of the most dangerous spots in the game. If you rush through this spot, like I have before in my previous playthroughs and died many, many, many times, it really is worthwhile in the long run to go slow. So the lizard's gonna die now, see? So, what we can do now is roll through this water. And the lava is not gonna hurt us as much. So here we can sneak up, pick up the stuff. And if we had not rolled through the water, we would have taken a much higher health penalty to running through that fire. I will point out as well, there is an enemy, or rather there is a treasure chest down there. We're going to come back for it later. Because I believe in the next episode, we're going to get a ring that's going to increase our fire defense. And I'll go on and I don't think it matters, but I'm going to go on and pull the lever just to raise it back up to its original spot. All right. It makes it easier to navigate at the very least because up there you have the thing blowing the fire. So if you step on this button right here, it's going to lower that platform that the turtle was standing on. Not really necessary. You can, you know, if you're quick enough, you can get the turtle to fall in the lava if you press the button. I'll just show you what it does. It doesn't really impact anything in any meaningful way. It's not going to make it to where you can't pick up something because we can still get this item over here. What it does do is it allows you to drop to run and get that item. We're going to be using the stairs anyways in the next episode, I think it is, to get that item. But if you drop and have the cat string equipped, which you can buy from the cat and Majula, it'll reduce your fall damage and it makes it a little bit easier maybe to get that item, but we'll be getting it in the next episode anyways. That's a drop from the enemy, from the archer. All right, so I'm being chased by multiple things here. Individually, these enemies are not too much of a problem, but together they can be problematic. All right. Oops, I did not mean to pull it, but at this point it doesn't really matter. And what this does is if you pull it, it allows you to get to that ladder in the back, which we're not going up there yet. All right, this is the enemy. And if you draw these people to you, which he's an archer, so he's going to stay there, unfortunately. But if you draw them to you, they can walk in the fire and die. So. All right. Okay, so watch the fire here. This turtle, he can chase after you. If he goes in the fire, it'll kill him. And there it goes. All right. And we can go in and open this fog wall, but we're not really going to go in here yet. Make sure you time it correctly to where you don't. And I am actually going to lower it again just to make sure that I didn't, or raise the platform just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did, but all the enemies in here should be taken care of. Okay. Everything down there is good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to get that item later, too. Okay. Yep, we're clear. So now we're going to climb that ladder I pointed out earlier. I'm going to top off my health while we're at it. Don't get roasted. There is going to be an invader up here. Can be a little bit tricky. Oh, and there's this guy. Oh, and another one. Dang it. All right. That's worthy of an Estus. And probably a life gem on top of that. So once you get near to this treasure chest here is when the invader is going to spawn. There he is. Oliver the Collector. He's mad that we took his stash. This guy can be a little bit of a pain. All right, I'm going to pull my shield out, try to get backstabs. There we go. I thought I got one there, but he turned around just in time. It's hard to circle around on this narrow walkway here. Oh, didn't give it to me, but I'll take the hits here. Got a big bonk. I'm gonna top off health here. Makes it easy to get around him because his moves are so slow. There we go. All right, with him out of the way, you climb the ladder. Make sure you get the treasure in there because sometimes he can spawn before you actually take the treasure. All right, don't worry about this. It's not a good spot to use a lockstone. And up here we have 3 of the archers. They're kind of slow, like they don't turn around very quickly, and they all have their bows out, so just you can kind of run up behind them and take them out one by one. They're pretty slow. Their aim's not that great. I got hit by one, but once you walk up to him, he's slow to get his weapon out and you can kind of abuse him. Not too bad. I got a simpleton's spice. Titanite shard of fire arrow. and the Black Knight Great Axe. So one thing about axes in this game is there's a sweet spot. Like if you're spaced properly and you hit them with the blade, you'll do the proper amount of damage. But if they're too close to you and you accidentally hit them with the handle, you'll still do damage, but not nearly as much. So drop down carefully. Get this item here. Cracked red eye orb and a torch. And just keep dropping down. And this spot is tricky. There's an item there on the side. If you drop in the middle, you're pretty much dead. And there's 2 enemies here that we're going to snipe. Because once you drop on this ledge, they're going to try to sandwich you. And it's not a good situation to be in. So we're going to take them out preemptively. Be nice if you just walked off the edge. We'll make them fall off the edge. How's that sound? Just being extra careful because this is not a place that you want to die and respawn all of the enemies and do this all over again. And it's also not a spot where you can run away, just run away from everything because these guys really don't leash and you don't want to fight them in a huge group. So this is a very difficult, because you see the chains kind of in the way and it's hard to shimmy off and land in the right spot. So right here, just barely scoot off the edge. You should land on top. If you land in the middle, it's bad. You want to be very careful working your way around the edge here. This is for a ring. You don't want to die. All right, covetous gold serpent ring. We actually have the +1 version of this ring. But now we have that one. So just walk off the edge there. So you have another friend waiting for us. Go to the end here. And we can jump off. And just to bring this place together, remember we triggered a fog wall here. There was an enemy that we lured through to the fire. And this is back to our kind of main spot. Oh, he followed us. I'm glad I didn't roll off the edge there. That would have been tragic. I don't know why. If I maybe already hit him. Because he had just a sliver of HP left. That was weird. All right, so now we're going to go this way. Got some turtles. So let him attack. And then we'll take these guys out in 2 hits now. Let's pull this. And it'll raise the blade. The blade does not stay raised. So be careful. What you can do is lure this guy and run back. If you're quick enough, you'll get through. But it might fall on him. And he got through too, that's fine, but sometimes it does fall on top of him if your timing is perfect. And it can kill him. The ironclad helm. Nice. And make sure you avoid this fire. We're going to be able to turn this fire off in just a sec. Straight ahead, and this is actually a ladder. Easy to miss. It kind of blends in with the cage. More fire. And another ladder. And up here we have a bonfire. Very important because it is pretty close to the boss in here. And we can pull this, which will stop the statues from blowing the fire. Very important. Okay. So we are going to rest. You can go back to Majula if you want to spend your souls, but for continuity's sake, I'm just going to keep it going here. And we're going to go back here to the beginning. Because if you remember, there was a item that was being blocked by a statue blowing fire. Well, since we turned the fire off, we can get that now without risk of injury. But it does mean we got to kill a few of these knights again, unfortunately. Alternatively, if you're impatient like me, just run, get the item. It is a key. We're going to run back to the bonfire. Some of these guys are probably going to follow us. And what we're going to do now is go back to the Iron Hearth Hall. And remember when we unlocked the Pharaoh's Lockstone and there was a ladder there? We are going to go up that ladder now. And you can YOLO it if you want. Against my better judgment, I'm going to go for the YOLO. Sometimes it can backfire. If we get there, should be able to climb this ladder, get out of the way. Perfect. All right. All right, open this chest and we get the Thunder Quartz ring. Down here is a bonfire. So the reason why we didn't get this earlier is because once you drop down here, you can't go back up. And this is going to take us to a new area. And actually that chest over there in New Game Plus is a mimic. FYI. All right. So up here, we're going to have another Bellkeeper area. We've already joined this covenant. We're going to join it again here. And what this does is if you're in this area as part of this covenant online, you can defend this area. We got the Bellkeeper's soul, or seal rather. You can defend this area, like you can be summoned in to defeat intruders. And that's how you level up this covenant, is you defeat the intruders. And there's another way to level it up that I'll discuss in a minute. But this is a covenant that you have to level up for a spell to get a trophy. So, and unfortunately you have to level it up all the way. You have to get 30 points basically from killing either defending the Bellkeeper as a member of this covenant, or defending the bell tower as a member of this covenant, or by the other method, which you can do offline. This other method you can do offline. But you need 30 points to level up this covenant. Extremely annoying, extremely grindy, but it is needed for a trophy, unfortunately. So we're going to kill all the enemies up here. This is actually a place that you want to extinct if you're going to do the offline version of the trophy. And it's also a place that you want to extinct anyways, because if you're going to be doing PvP in here, you don't want these enemies around kind of messing with you. Didn't mean to do a guard break there. And so, as soon as we get rid of these guys, some more around here. So I mentioned the offline way of handling this area. And the way you do it offline is, well, we got an invasion here. This is a scripted NPC invasion, by the way. If you're offline, this is going to be a scripted invasion. Oof, almost got me there with the firebomb. I'm trying to get this guy out. He's got a sliver of health left. I'm going to do this. His attacks can be nasty if they land. All right, Mr. Bellkeeper. All right, invader advantage, and he's only going to invade the one time. So once you take him out that first time, that's going to be it for him. Get a human effigy for that. So what happens if you're playing offline? There's a chance, I forget what the percentage chance is, that a red phantom's going to spawn here. And he counts if you kill him. I think his name is the Mad Warrior. And if you kill him 30 times, if you kill him once, it's equivalent to getting a point as if you're part of the covenant and you get summoned in to, you know, kill a trespasser. It counts. But the thing is, you want to extinct this area by killing each of these enemies 12 times. You want to go down the ladder, rest at the bonfire, come up, see if he spawned. If he didn't spawn, you got to go back to the bonfire, rest at the bonfire, come back, see if he spawns. And you have to do that until you kill him 30 times to level up this covenant to get that spell. It is extremely annoying, extremely tedious. Later on in the walkthrough, I'm going to demonstrate kind of how you would go about doing that efficiently. But for now, just know that's how you would level up the covenant if you're playing offline. And if you're playing online, again, you can be part of this covenant. And if you get summoned in to protect the bell tower, you kill an intruder, basically. Then that counts as a point towards the covenant. As well, you need 30. And I'll just say the PvP scene in this game is not super vibrant at this time, you know, but it is possible. All right, so I'm going to ring the bell. And that is something that we will have to be doing for a spell that will count towards the platinum trophy. So up here on the rooftop, we got some more enemies waiting for us. He's got the double repeating crossbow thing going. Can be deadly if he hits you with all those bolts. All right, on the roof here, another simpleton spice. And these guys down here, don't sleep on them because they're going to spam you with their bows. And then you got this guy down here. So if you wait to fight them down there, it can get dicey, especially with this guy. So I'm getting this guy to fight me on the roof so I can fight him away from the others. Because I don't want to be trying to fight him while those other guys are trying to snipe me with their bow. It's just all around bad. Ah, his attacks hit like a truck, man. Trying to get behind him to take my shield out. Get a backstab. Well, no backstab, but he's got poise, as you could imagine, with his armor, and he broke my poise. Yeah! Not doing such a great job fighting this guy. Alright, so now that my stamina is recovered, I'm going to try to block his attacks and get behind him. Look at those. Just completely, he's got the greatsword. It's just completely decimating my stamina bar. He broke my guard. Can't blame him. Trying to cheese him. It's not going well. Trying to get a backstab on him, but all right. It's enough of you. Now for the little guys. They can be a pain as well. I think there's a ladder. So one of them I've already hit a couple times. Here we go. Last but not least. All right, simpleton spice. And that's it for this area. The bell tower. And here we got immolation. That's a pyromancy. Make sure you pick that up. Required for the trophy. All right, back here by the stairs. Got a human effigy and some armor. And here, one more secret before we go back. Don't miss this invisible wall here. Got the Black Knight Greatsword. And Projective Chime and Great Spirit Tree Shield. Okay, so from here I'm going to use a Homeward Bone. Because you remember I aggroed those first enemies and did not kill them. And so I don't want to run back to the bonfire with them still there. So now, I probably could have dropped around to get back to this one. Pretty easy, but no worries. All right, so we're going to go back to the end here. So yeah, see we have the Belfry Soul unlocked. This bonfire right here is part of the Belfry Soul, not the Iron Keep. So when we want to go back here later, this is the bonfire that we're going to use. So we're going to go to the Egil's Idol. That's the final bonfire that we unlocked next to the switch that turned off the flame statues. All right, so now that we're all, I'm gonna pop a human effigy. So we're about to fight a boss. Not a particularly difficult boss, but a boss nonetheless. And there is a summon in this area that you can use to help with the boss if you want. Not required for any quests. And the boss that we're about to fight is the Old Iron King. He's not too difficult. You fight him on a platform next to a bunch of lava. The boss is actually in the lava. And he has his main attacks are he tries to hit you with his arms. Here we got the lightning short bow +1. Yeah, or he'll blow fire. His attacks are not particularly difficult to dodge. Here's the summon. But you can fall off into the lava and die. That's kind of the main risk here. The thing is if you die, when you fight him in subsequent attempts, his position can change, which can make his attacks slightly harder to dodge. But still not too bad. This boss is not too bad overall. All right, so we're gonna buff. We're going in. Dark weapon. Oop, get my shield back on. And here we go. I can't remember. I think there's a cutscene for this boss. Yeah, there is. Which unfortunately is going to cut into our dark weapon time. Because unfortunately, if you buff your weapon before going into the fog, then this cutscene counts as the duration of the buff, unfortunately. So I might have to reapply as soon as we gain control again here. He looks really bad, but he's really not that difficult of a boss. And me saying that, I'm probably going to die to him. All right, I'm going to reapply the buff real quick here. Yeah, you can really just buff after you walk through. What we're going to want to do is going to wait for him to expose his arm. So here's his fire breath. You can roll through it, well, or not. You see his arm is vulnerable right there. And so we're waiting for him to slam his arm on the ground, which he's not really doing. He's not really cooperating. And that leaves him open to attacks. So swipe, you're going to want to roll through that as well. Make sure there we go. That's what we're waiting for. And we can hit his arm right here. He leaves himself open. You know, make sure not to roll into the lava by mistake. There's lava right behind you here, so be cognizant of that. Slamming his fist again, roll away, and then that's where you can punish him. Pretty rudimentary. He can throw his arms down here and hurt. But also gives you a window to punish. You heal up. Dodge this first and then heal up. I got slammed. Almost got knocked into the lava, unfortunately. But he's almost dead. And that is the Old Iron King, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, pretty simple fight. And what I meant was if you die to him, you see how he was positioned right here in the middle? I believe if you refight him, he can be offset just a little bit. And he's not directly in the middle, which can make, you know, dodging through the fire or dodging through his swipes a little bit trickier. Not too bad, but just something to be aware of. All right, so, oh yes, and here we got a metal chest. I believe it's a petrified something. You can drop it off at the birds for a random good item. And we're going to light our second primal bonfire. You'll note, before we light that, you'll note there's something behind here. This actually transports you to one of the game's DLC areas. We can't actually get in there yet because there's a key that we need. And we're going to be doing the DLCs towards the end of the playthrough. There's 3 of them. The trophy for lighting the bonfire here. Primal bonfire is rekindled. This is 2 of 4 for us. We're going to go back to Majula. Level up. I'm actually going to consume the soul of the Old Iron King because I don't want it for anything. And with the abundance of souls that we have here, I'm going to actually purchase a ring that we need. I mentioned the cat's ring earlier. We're going to go on and get it.
Oh, you do have a tie.
Okay. Silver cat ring. This reduces damage from falling, which we need. And again, we bought the Ring of Whispers earlier. If you don't have it already, make sure you pick it up here. We're going to need it for a
Thanks,
side
bud.
quest
I'll be around if
in a future episode. All right, so we're going to level up and wrap things up for this episode.
so yours. I only.
All right, we'll get that endurance up to 16, vitality up to 16, and I'm gonna put the rest into faith for now. You see, it's giving us that extra lightning bonus, and our weapon is a lightning weapon, so that's going to increase our damage with our craftsman hammer. I don't think we got any extra twinkling, but just to be certain, I'm going to check to make sure. Can we upgrade our weapon? I don't think so, but we're gonna check. We cannot. We need 4. We have 2. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Until then, take care, everybody.